Man, I had no idea how big of an impact this one little experience was going to have on me. What's up, my people? Welcome back. So very glad you're here. I hope you're having an awesome day. You know, I said in the beginning, I had no idea how big of an impact this one little situation would have on me until it happened. And I'm going to tell you a story, and then I'm going to land what is hopefully a shorter video by telling you how to take what I learned and make it applicable so you don't have to learn it the hard way like I did. So last week, at the end of the week, I took some time to get in some extra family time, but also to go and cut 9 inches off my hair. And I was at my favorite barber shop here in town. I love these guys so much. It's an amazing place to go and get like a classic haircut. And I was there for a couple of hours because only one of the barbers was in, and it took a little bit longer, and I enjoyed the atmosphere and just being around other guys getting their hair cut and jawing about stuff. And got in, got my 9 inches cut off, went home with a much lighter haircut. Did all the things throughout the day that I needed to do, spent some quality time with my family, and then I reached down to my pocket to grab my blessing cross, which I have on me at all times unless I'm sleeping, and I discovered that my pocket was empty. And that moment of, oh, expletive, my cross is gone. What the crap? And I turned into the Tasmanian devil, man. I tore my house upside and down to try and find my cross. Wasn't in the house, anywhere, literally. Went to my truck, tore my truck up, couldn't find it in my truck. And then I thought, oh no, what if? Right? I know you've had that moment where you're like, oh man, what if it's gone? What if I lost it? What if I was stupid and I wasn't paying attention? And now this thing, which has endeared itself to my heart deeply, is gone. So I'd been a couple places, you know, it was a special day for my son, and I took him out to lunch, and we did some other things as a family, and so I backtracked. I called all the places I had been that day, and nobody had it. Wasn't in Lost and Found. It wasn't where I was sitting for lunch. It was gone. And then it occurred to me, well, what if I left it at the barber's? And I had like a deep moment of panic because A, that was early in the morning and it had been there all day. B, they're closed and they're not going to go open again for 3 days. So for 3 days, I have to live in this moment of, oh crap. I don't know if it's gone. I don't know if somebody else picked it up. I don't know if I lost it somewhere else. Maybe it fell out of my pocket while I was walking down the street. I don't know. And for 3 days, I wondered if this thing was now gone. And the first thing I learned in this experience was I had been taking for granted the little things in my life that were radically valuable. I know this is just a piece of wood. It's just a thing. My level of detachment shouldn't be so deep that the loss of this little trinket should have affected me as much as it did. My kids knew, my wife knew I was a mess. Because this cross means so much to me. You know, I've said in previous videos that every night I go to bed and I bless my kids and I bless my wife, and this blessing cross is a part of that. And now it's gone. So like for 3 sleeps, I have to bless my kids without my blessing cross. Just every night my heart sank. And what I've learned in that moment is 2 things. Number 1, do not take the small, ordinary things for granted. Because when they are gone, they're gone. and they could be gone forever. It really is those little ordinary things that make life so rich and so robust. It's not the big explosive moments. It's not the grand, expensive, over-the-top things that we gather, that we have. It's the little ordinary things. It's the small hugs from your kid. It's the smile that your spouse gives you when they see you first thing in the morning. It's those little, tiny, ordinary things that if we take them for granted, when they are gone, we will regret it painfully. And I lived that for 3 solid, miserable days. And then Monday morning, first thing in the morning, I was there when they opened. And praise God, man, I went in and I caught the barber and I was like, dude, did anybody turn in a small wooden cross? And he looked at me and he goes, no, man, nobody turned it in. And I looked over where I'd been sitting, and in the crook between the seats, he was still sitting there, just as when I had been sitting there, and it fell out of my pocket. And I was just over the top grateful and excited because I love this thing. And it's not just that I carved it by hand. It's not just that it's a third-class relic that my priest blessed over the relic of St. Thomas Aquinas. It's not all of that. It's that this little thing is a critical part of my day. It's a tangible thing that I can hold on to when I bless my kids at night and express my love for them through prayer. It's an important part of my life. And for 3 days I had to imagine, like, what happens? What happens next if I have to do life without this thing that I've been holding on to for a long time? Don't take the little things for granted. Treasure the small, daily, ordinary things. And the other thing I learned is that, there's a prayer to St. Anthony of Padua to help us find lost things. And the part of that prayer, and I think most people wrestle with, myself included, is at the end of that prayer is something to the effect of, because I don't have it memorized, I usually have to read it, but it's something to the effect of, and if that thing that I've lost is gone, please help me be okay with it being gone. And I learned that that is a powerfully important part of that prayer. Because I want my heart to be at least detached enough from things that should they be gone, I can still peacefully rest in the goodness of God. So if you're in the midst of searching for something, you've lost something, pray and ask St. Anthony of Padua to help you find it, and or to help you be okay with it being gone. Treasure the ordinary little things, because when they are gone forever, they are gone forever. And sometimes, praise God, we find them and they come back into our lives, but sometimes they're gone forever. And if you're dealing with the loss of something permanent, I know especially that's touchy when we talk about family, I would love it if you'd post that in the comments if you feel inclined to share. I don't know if I've said this in other videos before, I don't remember, but one of my daily intentions in my prayer time, is you guys. I pray for all of the people who comment in my videos, the prayer requests that they put there, the things that they share, the state of life that they're in. And I would love if you would share the things that you have lost and are still grieving the loss of, so that I can pray about that for you. That is important to me. I hope that somehow all of that and that little story about a small hand-carved piece of wood encourages you to treasure the little things. Like, go home, find the ordinary things that are in your life, praise God for those, and treasure them in that moment. Thank you for hanging around. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking, subscribing, doing all the things that help me grow this work. Treasure the little things. Until I see you next time, keep climbing.